I thought tonight was an utter and complete. First of all, I still don't agree that the Celtics are a better team. I honestly, like, until about the 3-minute mark of the fourth quarter, I just sat there and thought the Warriors are clearly a better team, and that they're just pissing this game away because of stupid rotations. I thought Kerr blew this game. I thought this was a Kerr failing. That's what I took away from tonight.
How so?
Kerr did not have his team ready. The battle of the loose balls is always like an indicator of, who's the aggressor for the night. And the Warriors are not the aggressor. And so coaching has to, some of that has to fall on coaching. Clearly, he didn't have them ready. But more importantly, and when we want to break it down in terms of like minutes and measurables and so forth, the Warriors found a recipe for success in game 2. They blew the Celtics out in game 2. They just annihilated them. Like, that was not a close game. And there were quite a few fundamental reasons why. And instead of taking those reasons and just continuing on with them and forcing the Celtics to adjust to them, Kerr did a combination of things he did in game 1 and tried new things in game 3 of the NBA Finals when you had something that was working in game 2. What I mean by that is, I don't understand what he was doing with Steph's minutes. I have no clue. Like, why are you taking him out before the first quarter ends? Why are you taking him out before the third quarter ends? I know the answer to that question. These are rhetorical questions. You wanted to give him more minutes in the second and fourth quarters. But why are you experimenting now in game 3 of the NBA Finals? Like, why is now the moment to start messing around with Steph's minutes, especially when...
Saya, I will interject there a little bit because I think in the second quarter, at the end of the first, because he had the 3 fouls at that point, and he didn't want him to get a fourth in the first quarter because he would have had to sit the whole second. And then at the end of the third,
he took him out with a minute. No, I don't agree with that, Coach.
He had 4 fouls still, but he didn't want him to get his 5th at the end of the third quarter when he was tired.
I don't agree with that decision. And not just that, he had his 3rd foul early. Like, it's not like he got the 3rd foul and then got pulled. He got the 3rd foul, kept playing, and then got pulled. So, like, I don't know if that was what the reason was, but regardless, you don't mess with the man's rotations when it's worked all season long. And then in the bigger picture, why is Gary Payton II playing 11 total minutes? Why?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Why is Nemanja Bjelica playing 3 minutes when you found an opponent that he matches up tremendously with? Why is Andre Iguodala, who's apparently healthy enough to play tonight, playing 2 minutes when the only thing that worked in game 1, which was Andre Iguodala guarding Jason Tatum? Tatum had 12 points in game 1, largely because of Andre Iguodala. Why are you not going back to that? Like, when Draymond Green is struggling, why is Andre Iguodala not the relief? And for some reason, like, Wiggins got 40 minutes. That was way too much for him, given he shot 1 for 6 from 3 for the night. Jordan Poole is a player who he's clearly going to have ups and downs in this series. And in a night like this, I mean, it was pretty evident early on that defensively he was a liability. Offensively, he was average at best. You got to yank him, and you got to give Gary Payne more minutes. You got to give Bjelica way more minutes. And Andre Iguodala, if he's healthy, needs more than 2 minutes of play. That was ridiculous. Kerr got outcoached in this game. I don't understand the rationale for the minute distribution because, in my opinion, based on what we saw in game 2 and based on what we've seen all season, when he sticks to this tried and true formula and when he uses the Warriors' biggest strength, which is depth, they win. And tonight he didn't utilize that. And look, Draymond Green laid an egg, man. He had a horrible game. The one thing you could have done with Draymond Green, and this also goes to coaching, is in game 2, they ran that pick and roll incredibly efficiently. And Draymond Green thrives in the pick and roll with Stephen Curry. I have no idea why they did not use that again in game 3. That at a minimum could have gotten Draymond Green more engaged in the game, could have built his confidence offensively. This was just a coaching failure, man, plain and simple. I do not think the Warriors are defeated.
Can I give Green one excuse for why he sucked tonight?
Yeah.
There was this somebody on Twitter, Sports Larry K, tweeted out right in the beginning of the game, prediction, Money 23 Green will be the reason the Warriors win Game 3 tonight.
Ooh, ouch.
So that tweet alone,
I missed that.
Honestly, you were correct. You were correct. If Draymond plays decently, I do think the Warriors win. I mean,
I put the hex on him with he will lead them to victory, and of course, often wrong.
But guys, the bottom line is this, right? Like
Thanks
the Warriors. But the Warriors lost tonight because defensively they failed. I mean, people might look at the Warriors 100 points offensively, but that would have been okay if the defense showed up. Those 16 offensive rebounds that the Celtics grabbed tonight? Is it 15 or 16? It's 15.
Yeah.
That was debilitating. Like that was just demoralizing. Like that is 15 possessions where the Celtics missed a shot, and instead of the Warriors pushing it back, capitalizing, they had to watch the Celtics get the ball and run a clock, run a play, and that killed them. That killed them. And you could have completely neutralized that by playing Kevon Looney more than 16 minutes. Kevon Looney played 16 minutes to Robert Williams III, who had a great game tonight. It was his first great game of the series. Robert Williams played 26 minutes. Why is Kevon Looney not matched up?
What happened to Robert Williams' injury? The last game, he was he left the arena. He was injured and was going to be diminished the rest of the series. Tonight, he came back. He dip his legs in holy water? I mean, what the hell? How did this guy suddenly get ready?
He's consistently inconsistent.